Okay, yeah, it should be live now, so let me just go ahead and open this. So, I just wanted to take this stream to talk about the 3.1.0 patch, and yeah, as you can see, we're on a tier list maker, and this isn't like a traditional kind of patch, like, analysis video, I guess. So, I'm going to be placing characters completely unordered, but as you can see by this, it's going to be the 3.1 patch. You have buffs, which are going to be red, and then bigger buffs. So, if people got buffed greatly in their favor, then they're here. If they just got minor buffs, they're probably here. And then jab, multi-hit only, they're here. And I just went ahead and did these three characters kind of show that I'm not really going to order it in any specific way. And then you have the buff slash nerf, which is going to be yellow. It's just an easy way to remember it with all of these color codes, I think. And then you have green for nerfs. Purple is going to be the larger nerfs that will completely, like, destroy a character, even though, like, they're not really destroyed on anything, like, specially, like, so the characters I'm thinking about putting in here are, Olimar and Pichu, but I'll get into that reasoning later. And then you have Unsure and Unaffected, so these will be changes that I don't really know the impact, and if you're wondering how I can see chat, I can see chat on my phone, so if you have any questions about any of this kind of stuff, then I can still read chat, and so we're good on that front. So, yeah, hold on a second. Okay, there we go. So now I can read chat on my phone, so I have that there, but, unsure, like, this is going to be changes that I don't really know if these characters are going to be that heavily affected or not. Like, I just have no idea how this is going to change how they play, and then, unaffected are going to be characters that were excluded from the tier list. So, I know Mario was out, so I'll put him there. So, or not from the tier list, but from the buffs, because Mario did not get buffed or nerfed, as you can see here. And then I have music from Ultimate on in the background from my playlist that I made, so it won't be silent in the background. And then I also have the patch notes here, so that way I can see patches, because I don't have all of them memorized, like I don't have all of the changes memorized. And then after I make this, I will kind of go over, or at least while I'm talking about some characters, I think I'll probably go over, like, how big certain buffs or nerfs affected them. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So I've done Donkey Kong, which is the super armor after. I'm gonna ignore the all fighters here. It's about wall jumps. I personally don't use wall jumps enough, but it's not going to change the entirety of the game or anything. Donkey Kong's, well, that's weird. I'm not even on that subreddit. Donkey Kong, new special, super armor, longer after unleashing the fully charged move. So that's just going to be a buff, like, in general. Like, I don't really see that change, you know, making Donkey Kong top tier or anything like that, so it's probably just gonna stay where I put him on my tier list, which my tier list is now gone, so I can't really show for sure. But, I mean, that wasn't really the problem that was with DK Punch, or Giant Punch, I'm sorry, not DK Punch, but the problem with Giant Punch is that whenever you break some character's shields, they move, because Ultimate has a Z-axis, so that means it's like 2.5 dimensions, so it's not just flat, like, you know. You can actually sometimes miss attacks because people will move out of the way. They'll, like, lean back and then it'll just miss, and that's kind of what happens with Donkey Kong's Giant Punch sometimes, with specific shield break animations. So, that's kind of a problem because Donkey Kong has really good shield pressure on a lot of his moves, like Side Special, for example, has a lot of good shield pressure. So, that's definitely going to change him pretty greatly. Let's see who's going to be next. Samus and Dark Samus. Okay, so they just got a easier to hit multiple times buff. Or an easier to hit multiple times buff, I guess. So, that's going to be a jab slash multi-hit only buff, so I'm just gonna put them there. Like, it's not going to change how you play the character at all. Like, I think up smash is a little bit too, like, where is Samus and Dark Samus? Oh, there they are. Okay, so I'm just gonna put them here for now so I can scroll up, but yeah, let's scroll up and then add them here, and then Fox was also there, for an example. So, and that's not Dark Samus, that is Sheik. So, yeah, not messing with Sheik at the moment. I don't think Sheik was actually affected at all, so she'll go there, but let me move Dark Samus now. Okay, there we go. And then, let's see, for buffs slash nerf, we still don't have anyone, okay. And then for Fox, neutral attack 2 is easier to hit when continuing with the flurry attack. So that's jab, like the second hit of jab. It's now easier to combo into rapid jab. Which I don't really know if that was a problem for Fox, but yeah, it's changed. It's pretty much all that I know. Pikachu got an increased grab range, that is a buff. That might be a big buff. I have to test Pikachu's grab range a lot more than I did, but I did test it yesterday some on Pichu, so. And it hit from about the line to Final Destination. And this is going to be completely unordered, so, like, I'm not rating people's buffs compared to other people or anything like that. It's just going to be putting them in certain lines. But yeah, any questions can, or at least I'll try to answer them in the chat. And I have that on my phone, you can't really see it on screen. So for Luigi, he got jab change, which easier to hit into the second hit. This is Zair, this is not grab really, it's his, like, his tether grab kind of, which it's not even a tether grab because it doesn't tether in the air, but it's just used to hit people, and they made it easier to hit people, so, I mean, that's just like a minor buff, but it's still a buff, so I'm just gonna put it in the buff. I might have to change Captain Falcon's into big buffs, actually, because there's a lot of things that he got changed, but yeah, this isn't going to be like the final thing. I'll probably change it some while we're reading, but that was just some placeholders. So, yeah, for Ness, his jab got changed, it looks like. It's the only thing that happened for him. So, where's Ness? It's not ordered by fighter, or else this would be easier to find fighters. It's just kind of random. Oh, there's Ness, I see him. There we go. So, yeah, it's just, his jab got changed, as you can see here, neutral attack 2. Made it, increased attack range and moved it forward, so it's just easier to hit. Let's see, for Captain Falcon, side tilt, extended launch distance, up tilt, increased attack speed, so it's faster, and this one launches you further. And this one down here, that's faster, this is further. And then knee, okay, so knee's kind of strange now. You can hit the sweet spot of knee when facing away from somebody. And I'll kind of show that probably after we go through all of the changes, but it is very strange how knee works now. Like, it's not the same in the slightest. And then back air, this is actually probably one of his more important changes, is that it got extended launch distance, because that's arguably his best aerial. In terms of edge guarding. Like, if you get knee, then obviously, it's good, but if you hit the sour spot of knee, then you're kind of stuck in the animation. So, for for back air to have extended launches, since that one's really easier to hit, or that one's like easy to hit, and so now it has more kill power behind it, so that's actually really good for edge guarding. And then, side special, increased attack speed when getting close to an opponent, so it got increased speed, increased durability of super armor as well, down here, and then extended the time until launch opponents can move again, so it got an increased hit stun, increased super armor, and increased speed, so that's all buffs. So, yeah, that could be big buffs, because that, sorry about that, I had to cough, but that could be big buffs, because, that improves Falcon's approach, and he has to approach you, obviously, because he has no projectiles. Like, he has to run next to you to be able to hit you, so he really can't do anything if he's far away, so that helps him get in. And then down special, increase the time hit detection lasts, so now it lasts longer, so I don't really know how that's going to affect Falcon, but these are all buffs from what I can see. Like, all of these here are all buffs, so that's really good for Falcon. Yeah, and that's the only buffs up there. Okay, and then Jigglypuff got jab changes, so I'm not going to read everything because I read them yesterday, so I'm just going to be putting people where I think they should go. So yeah, that's a jab change only. Let's see. We're about to run into one of the bigger nerfs. And by bigger nerfs, I mean the destroyed tier nerfs, but this is just going to be a big nerfs here for Peach and Daisy, so let me go ahead and move them there, and I'll explain why I moved them there. So, I mean, it's kind of a big nerf, but they're still top tier, like, they're still probably the best character in the game, and then I'll get to Lucina as well, sadly, but, yeah, they're still probably the best characters in the game. They just lost a pretty solid kill confirm, now it just kills later, is what I tested yesterday on stream. So, their jabs were changed, easier to hit, side smash got buffed, but the buff of side smash is not, or it's just the golf club, so that's the longer range side smash. I got an extended launch distance. It's still not a really solid kill move, so I wouldn't even say it's a buff. It just kills earlier than it does, but frying pan's gonna be the best one anyway. And then forward air, this is the big one, and it got shortened launch distance. So your main kill aerial as Peach and Daisy, you could do like down tilt to fair at the ledge at like 80-90% and kill opponents. Now it doesn't work until after 100% on most, so that's kind of why it's a pretty big nerf, because that was a really solid kill confirm for them. And then back throw also got nerfed, and this happened to both Peach and Daisy, so they're still the same. So yeah, back throw, it got less launches since that was your main kill throw. As them, they had a really strong back throw, now it's a little bit less strong. I haven't really tested back throw that much. And then side special got increased vulnerability after hitting shield, so now it has more lag if you hit someone's shield. It just says after hitting, but after hitting it's still safe. It's safe on hit, it's just not safe on shield. Or at least to the same degree that it was. And then up special got buffs, made it easier to hit multiple times, but that's not really anything. And now this is the either the biggest nerf or the second biggest nerf. Like, forward air and down special got nerfed, so that's a huge change. So down special, you can't really camp with turnips the same way because you have more lag when picking up the turnip. So that's basically what this does, is it makes it where turnips are harder to pull. So now if you're playing against like a sword character, which is going to be pretty difficult to do as Peach and Daisy, if they are in your face and you just want to try and get a turnip to throw at them, then you can't do that anymore. Which was actually really useful, because turnips have a lot of knockback, so they're really good for getting people off of you compared to tilts. Like, you don't really have any tilts that launch forward as Peach and Daisy, you just have smash attacks, and they still kind of just launch upwards. It's kind of strange. But yeah, they didn't mess with floats or anything, so that's fine. They're still really solid characters, but they're just not as solid as they were. Ice Climbers will now recover mid-air jumps the same way as other fighters. I don't really know how this will affect them, but this makes Ice Climbers low tier now. Where are Ice Climbers? They went from being mid tier, and then optimization would make them high tier, to now destroyed and low tier. And the reason for this is now you can no longer do certain desyncs. Or, I don't know about certain desyncs, but they're kind of, it looks like they're trying to make it where desyncs aren't really possible anymore, and you can't really do infinites or anything like that. So that's bad. They didn't mess with Ness's infinite, but that one's kind of hard to mess with, I think, because they'd have to change how Side Magnet worked. But Ice Climbers lost the ability to jump when pressing the jump button right after a grab, so that was a really solid desync option. And then Pichu, I mean, he could be in big nerf, but I'm going to put him in destroyed. He is now as tall as Pikachu, or like slightly shorter by like a pixel. I really can't tell, but I did a side-by-side comparison yesterday on stream, and they were both roughly the same size. So that's pretty bad. Then you have the fact that all of Pichu's moves that did electric damage, or at least most of them, I couldn't really see all of them, but they now increase the amount of damage taken when doing the move, so now Pikachu gets damaged a lot more. I don't really know if that's all of them, because I didn't read all of them, but yeah, they all say the same thing, so. But it's not, like, I saw the percents yesterday when testing, and I saw like a comparison of the percents, and it wasn't that great. It was like a little bit less than 50% more than it already was. And by 50%, I don't mean like in-game percent, I mean like 1.2% doing 0.6% more. That's like a 50% more is what I'm referring to. It's not that much of a difference, really, but it's going to add up over time, so that's pretty bad. and then increase shield size. This would sound good because it sounds like you get a lot more shield, like your shield will take a lot more damage. But I'm pretty sure that was to accommodate for Pichu's larger size. So now he is easier to hit with shield, like if we're grabbing his shields, and his shield as a whole is easier to hit. And now you have the shortened launch distance and increased vulnerability change. So Side Smash has more in lag now, which that was arguably Pichu's strongest smash attack. Like, you could reasonably spam it, but now you can't. And it wasn't as safe as Pikachu's because Pikachu obviously gets more range, because his like sends a ball in front of him, whereas Pichu just kind of sends like a small little electric field in front of him. It's kind of different. Like, you can tell if you compare them, but yeah, it's going to be a big change. But this was much worse. This was side tilt, so forward tilt. This is probably Pichu's best kill move, if not one of the best. So basically what they did was they made it where Pichu's side tilt now has less knockback. They didn't make it where it has increased vulnerability, so you can still somewhat spam it, you just won't be as rewarded for spamming it. So that's kind of bad. And then it also does more electric damage to you, so that's not good. And then Lucina, big nerf. They messed with her two best moves, which kinda sucks as a Lucina main and a Daisy main. This was not a fun patch to witness, in my opinion. So, Lucina's side smash got a shortened loss distance. That thing could kill at like 60 to 80%. It was kind of insane. Like 80% for heavy characters, I mean. Like, it was a pretty powerful smash attack, and that's obviously at ledge. And then it's still as fast as it is, so it's not the end of the world. It's just gonna have a struggle to kill. And then forward air got a shortened loss distance. That was probably your main edge guarding tool as Lucina. It was the one that hit overhead. So yeah, it was just like really easy to land, and it had a lot of knock. Like, you could just gimp people at like 0% if they were characters like Belmont or Little Mac. Then you can get them at 0%. I don't know if that's going to be possible anymore. Definitely for Little Mac, but I don't know about Simon and Richter being gimped at 0 by it anymore. And then Ganondorf, apparently his down smash was worse than I thought, so that's a buff that now it works. So yeah, Ganondorf got buffed. And then, Roy and Chrom, their up smash is now easier to hit multiple times, so that's good for them, but I'm just gonna put that in jab and multi-hit. So, yeah. And then Chrom is here. There we go. And then up tilt for Mr. Game & Watch, this is pretty big. Now it works a lot better. I still think he's kind of arguably the worst character in the game, but that definitely helps him out. His up tilt used to like not work at all, but I'm pretty sure now it will work. I haven't really tested it, but it sounds like they made it work again, so that's good. Up tilt is the one with the 2 flags. A lot of the time you could only hit 1 flag and you wouldn't be able to hit the second flag, so you couldn't really do juggles. And that wasn't like SDI or anything, like the move just didn't work in general, so that's a pretty large buff. And then Pit and Dark Pit up smash is now easier to hit multiple times. I kind of ran into that problem on Pit and Dark Pit days, so that was good, I guess. It kind of just starts struggles. Like, it's not a big change for them. Up smash, like, it just launches people directly upward, so it kind of starts struggles, but it's still got a decent amount of ant lag behind it, so it's not that solid of a buff, but it's a buff nonetheless, so jab multi-hit. Let's see. Let's see, where is the next... The next character is Zero Suit, but okay, I'm just making sure I'm not missing any buffs. So, Zero Suit got buffed. Let's see. Where is Zero Suit on here? I'm like really... Oh, there she is. It's just her head was partially cut off. Not buff / nerf, but actually buffed. Okay. So, yeah, they made it where side special now hits multiple times, which is really good. That move actually just didn't work as well. Like, Mr. Game & Watch up tilt. Both of those moves just really did not work at all. Like, you could get one hit of side special with Zero Suit, and then your opponent would just be out of the move. But now it actually works, so that's probably a really large buff because that's a really solid kill move as well. And then down special, now it has more distance when inputting with the left or right stick, so they increase the move distance, which is really good for lining up the down special. So those are both really good changes for Zero Suit. They're not insane changes that are gonna make her the best character in the game or anything like that, but they will definitely help her out. And then Snake, his jab is better. So where's Snake? Oh, he's right down there underneath Squirtle, I see him. And, oh, he's gonna go down here, I guess. This is completely unordered, by the way. I guess I could say something here. There. Whoops. Why did that not do anything? Okay, that's strange, but yeah. So this is unordered, but, I guess I can't show that anywhere. Maybe I just type up here. There we go. So, yeah, it's unordered. I really don't know how else to put that there. But, yeah, I guess that's a solution. But yeah, jab's now easy to hit, or easier to hit. I mean, Snake's jab was okay, but his forward tilt's a lot better, if you can land that. Ivysaur, his neutral special is now better in hitting people. I don't really remember that being a problem, but I never really play Ivysaur that much. Like, I don't play Pokemon Trainer at all, really, so I guess that's kind of a buff. And then Charizard, his jab got buffed, so yeah, it goes there too. So I guess just Pokemon Trainer as a whole get buffed and nerfed, but I'm gonna leave him down there. I'll leave him down here, and then I'll put Squirtle in unaffected, because he wasn't affected by the change. And I'll put all the rest of the characters that weren't affected either. Like Dr. Mario wasn't affected, for example, so I can put him down here. But that's just some of the characters I can think of off the top of my head. Whenever we're done with this tier list, I should be able to see everyone. Diddy Kong. Okay, so Diddy Kong got big buffs, actually. So, let's see, where is Diddy? There he is. Okay. So yeah, he got big buffs. He now has a recovery, which is really good. So, where's that change? It's right here. Yeah, this means that he now has an actual recovery, so he can get back to stage now, which is really good. Like, I saw Zero yesterday, I was watching some of his stream, and, he was able to recover with Diddy Kong from one side of Final Destination to the other. I don't think it was Final Destination, it might have been, Town and City or Smashville, but that's still a massive change, because Diddy Kong used to be able to not recover if he was footstooled, or if he was, like, spiked at 0%, and that would just kill Diddy Kong. But now, he actually can recover from that, which is a pretty large change. And then, jab got changed, it got better, easier to hit after jab 1, increased range. Dash attack got a different launch angle. This is probably better for combos. I didn't really mess with Diddy Kong that much, but this is probably pretty solid for combos now. Up smash is now easier to hit multiple times. This move used to not work, and now it does, which is really good, and it's stronger. So, up smash, you used to have to do banana into up smash all the time, and you still kind of have to, but it wouldn't kill until like 140%, or somewhere around there. So, this is going to make his up smash be really solid again. It used to be really solid in Smash 4, but in this game it was just awful. Like up smash out of shield, and it wouldn't even work multiple times. Even if you hit it, you weren't even guaranteed it to work. So now it's easier to hit multiple times as well. And now up air has less landing lag, so, and yeah, less lag in the air. So whenever you do up air, you're not stuck in the animation for as long, and then whenever you land with it, you're not unable to shield for the longer period of time or whatever. So that's really good. Down air got increased attack speed, so now it's easier to hit the spike. Neutral special got increased power, but the shield power is going to be the same, and it also got a shortened charge time, so now camping with neutral B could be an option for Diddy Kong, but I don't really see that happening, and then I kind of already covered up special. And now we're on to another destroyed character, being Olimar. So, yeah, Olimar, his size got changed, But I saw a picture yesterday. I can't really show it on screen. That's not destroyed. But I can't really show it on screen because it's on my phone. But basically, like, the underside of Olimar's helmet was the only thing that got changed to be larger, so it's not that much of a nerf on his size change. It's not in the same way that Pichu's was. And then, let's see. Reduce the high damage window of Side Smash and increase vulnerability. So, now you can't spam Side Smash really far away and get tippers, so that's really good, actually. Because Olimar just used, or not tippers, but, sweet spots on the Side Smash. Because Olimar could just, like, Side Smash. Like, I saw a lot of instances where Olimar would retreat with Side Smash or Side Special with a lot of his Pikmin, and then, just, like, force people to approach him, and if they tried to approach him, then he would just return with Side Smash or Side Special. So that's a pretty bad change for Olimar, because now it's a lot harder to do consistently. Up Smash got increased vulnerability on shield, so now it will no longer be able to be safe on shield, and it won't be able to pressure shields in the same way that it did. So this is probably the worst change for Olimar. It's between this and this. Now this one, I've tested it a lot. It looks like whenever you up special, you have a 3-second window that you have to wait, and if you don't wait, then your up special will be cut in half in the vertical distance, and like horizontal distance as well. So basically, whenever you up special as Olimar, you will start from 14 blocks, and then you'll go to 9 blocks, and then you'll go to 2 blocks, and whenever you reach 2 blocks, that's the maximum limit of your up special. So you can no longer just, like, fly around without special. That wasn't really a thing. And I do not believe this affects him off stage. I haven't really been able to test it that well in training mode. Like, I've tried to for about the past 30 minutes, and I couldn't get it to do anything. But this is probably his main nerf that happened. But either way, his up special just leaves him a disadvantage anyway, so if it does affect him off stage, that means his disadvantage is probably the second worst in the game, only Little Mac being worse than Olimar's, if that is the case. Because that means that you can technically gimp Olimar the same way that you gimp Little Mac by hitting him out of his special. If it works the same way, at least. And then, for Lucario, he got buffed a lot. I don't know if this is going to be a big buff or not, so, but I know it is a buff. Let's see, let's bring him on up here with the buffs. So, reduce vulnerability on jabs, on all jabs actually, just, they all got reduced vulnerability, all hits. Dash attack now lingers for slightly longer, which is okay, I guess, like, I guess it's just easier to hit. Side tilt attack, basically, forward tilt is now, it's easier to hit the tipper, which is really good for Lucario. I don't really play that much Lucario, so that's why I don't really know if this is like a big buff or anything. And so then you have up smash is now easier to hit multiple times. That's gonna just fix up smash. Neutral air is increased range when hitting opponents on the ground, so now it's easier to hit falling neutral air. Up air is easier to hit the sweet spot. Down air made it easier to hit multiple times. So I know down air was a problem, like you could barely even land one hit of down air, and then whenever you landed that hit, you wouldn't be able to land another hit after that, so that's really good for a change. Looks like a pretty good buff. And this is probably going to affect Olimar, I mean not Olimar, but Lucario the most, is neutral special. So it has less ending lag on the neutral special, so after you do the move, then it's not going to leave him vulnerable for longer, or for as long as it did. It increased attack range when charged to the max, so I think it's larger now is what this means, whenever it's fully charged, and I don't know if that means only the maximum aura at 120% or what. And then reduce the range it will push opponents while charging, so it's easier to hit opponents multiple times with neutral special, because you can just run up and neutral special people with Lucario, and the ball of energy actually does damage while he's it's like a continuous hitbox while he's charging it up. So I don't really know if that's a buff or a nerf. I would assume it's a buff, but it's not really going to affect him that much. But this is probably one of your, or these two are probably some of your bigger buffs. And then side special, fighters can no longer move through Lucario and increase grab range. So this is really good, actually. I think I missed this change yesterday, but this is actually really good because now side special works, and that's a really solid kill option for Lucario. So that's a pretty big buff as well. Rob got better jabs, so let's go ahead and put him in the jab list. The jab list is pretty long, so like it's the biggest list that I have so far. So let's see, Toon Link, jab list, Wolf got nerfed, so we'll look at him after I move Toon Link, who is not there. That's Young Link. Where is Toon Link on this list? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. I was like hovering directly above him. I don't really look at that bottom row for some reason. So, yeah. I mean, technically, Wolf could be in the buff/nerf list, but I'm just gonna put him in the nerf list. Or, no, I'll put him in the buff/nerf, actually, because it's down special. So, I thought his only buffs were his jab, but then I remember down special got buffed. Okay. I would say he got nerfed overall, but technically he got buffed and nerfed, and I need somebody in that list, so it's not completely useless. But, okay, so jab, easier to hit, jab, so that's all jab here. And then down smash got nerfed again on the front hit, so now it travels less distance. Like, it still killed really early, so I don't know how much that's going to change down smash, but that's a pretty large nerf. Wolf's new special, which is a laser, now he cannot shield as soon as he used to be able to, so I don't know how that's going to affect him that much. Like, it's definitely going to make a change, but I mean, it's not going to affect online Wolf at all because lag's not going to be enough. Or, I mean, it's going to be enough to save Wolf from vulnerability anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you play a laggy Wolf and you complain about that. It's not like this is going to change that at all. So, yeah, I guess that this is now even easier to avoid, so offline Wolf is now worse, so that's pretty good. Up special, reduce the range of the last attack, so now it doesn't hit you from as far, because it used to be able to hit you from pretty far away. And then, adjusted launch angle. I don't know if this is adjusted launch angle to make it hit easier multiple times, but whenever I saw somebody use up special as Wolf after the patch, it now launches directly horizontally instead of vertically at all, so I don't know if that got changed, but yeah, now it's just easier to hit multiple times, so I really don't know what that entails, I guess. Wolf becomes intangible sooner, I think, is what this is referring to, because Wolf's Shine, just like Fox and Falco's Shine, will give you intangibility a few frames after startup, so that's pretty good. But this is kind of a big change, actually. And then this is probably the big change I was talking about. So, Wolf's down special, it didn't really reflect projectiles until a few frames after it got active, so you wouldn't really be able to reflect projectiles as soon as you unleashed the move, which was pretty bad, because if you tried to do that, then you were just open to be hit by the projectile, and then you could be comboed. But now that's different. And then it increased attack speed, so now it becomes active sooner in general, so I believe that might make it more viable for combos, because Wolf's Shine is already used in a lot of combos. It's like a pretty good combo tool, but this could make it even stronger, so that's really good for Wolf. But yeah, I would say overall he got nerfed with down smash and neutral special, but this is going to probably change his combo game a lot. Villager up smash is now easier to hit multiple times, so let's go ahead and move Villager wherever he is. There he is. Okay, and then Wii Fit Trader, jab is better, so move Wii Fit Trader there. No wait, we already did Villager, okay, so, and Wii Fit. So Rosaline and Luma, they got buffed, I believe. No wait, Luma got nerfed, but they got buffed, and I accidentally refreshed that page, so that's great. But, yeah, I believe, or I guess I could have canceled the refresh, but I believe they got buffed and nerfed, so. They're still really solid, though. Like, I would say they overall got buffed, but I'm just going to put them in buff/nerfed. So let me go back down here to read that, because I accidentally refreshed the page and didn't cancel it. So, Yeah, dash attack, reduce Luma's vulnerability. This is really good because now Luma will be able to return to Rosa faster. And whenever Rosalina and Luma are next to each other, they get a lot of small buffs. So that's pretty good. Yeah, extended launch assist when Luma is near for side smash is really good. Forward air made it easier to hit multiple times and reduce vulnerability, so now it has less lag in the air. So that's really good, actually, because that has a massive amount of air lag. So that's a really solid change. And then increase the speed of edge grab detection. So now you can just use forward air at the ledge and then you'll be able to get back to stage, I guess. So that's a really solid change. Grab got increased speed, so that's really good because they have a really slow grab, but I don't know if that's going to change it that much. Increased fastfall speed after using up special, so that allows you to fall down faster after using up special, but you still fall slowly because you're a lighter character. So disadvantage is slightly better for Rosalina and Luma, but I don't think it's going to really affect that much. Down special, reduce Luma's vulnerability, so now whenever you use down special, Luma's not gonna be hit as much, I guess. And then this is probably the larger nerf, which is going to be Luma dies earlier, but the good thing is that Luma will reappear faster whenever there are 1 to 3 opponents. So that means if you are not playing doubles, then Luma will get back to stage a lot faster, so that's a pretty big buff. Even though she dies easier, then she'll come back faster, so I guess that's really good. And then Little Mac got buffed. Alright, I think he got buffed and nerfed, actually, is what I heard, so I'm gonna move him here for now. So Jab got reduced vulnerability and like all of its hits, and then increased attack range and easier to hit. So this is really good, actually. This would probably be more of a buff if this were the only change to happen to Little Mac, because Little Mac basically can kill with Jab, pretty much. Like, it's a really solid kill option for him. So the fact that they made it a lot better is really good for Little Mac, but I really don't know that much of how that's going to affect him. And then here's what I do know is some of his tilts got changed, so let's go over them. Side tilt got buffed, so now it's easier to hit with airborne opponents, so that's really good. A lot of comments I saw on like videos and stuff when I was looking stuff up for 3.1, 0.0, like all of the comments were like Little Mac mains being excited over this change, so this is probably more of a buff than easier to hit change. Down tilt got increased attack range, so that's a buff. Up smash got increased amount of time super armor lasts, so you can now up smash out of shield a lot safer, is what it sounds like. Or just up smash in general safer. Neutral special reduce vulnerability when using the move on the ground when it is not fully charged, and reduce vulnerability when using KO uppercut on the ground. So now you have less ending lag for both of those moves. So KO uppercut actually had a lot of end lag for some reason. Like, I don't really know why this move did, but I'm glad that they changed that actually, because if you miss it, then you're open to attack very easily. And I don't think that should have been the case at all, because you kind of have to work pretty hard to be able to land a KO punch. So if you miss it, you shouldn't really have to be punished that hard for missing it. It's not like a Falcon Punch where you can just spam neutral B and always one-shot people, but it should have been better than what it was, and I'm glad that they changed that, actually. Slide special increased the range at the beginning of the move. Apparently this is the nerf, is that slide special, apparently it makes you larger to like, do this, so that means that you can get hit out of the air easier, apparently, is what I've heard. But I really thought that that was going to be a big buff for his recovery, but it's actually a pretty bad nerf for it. And then down special, so his counter is now a lot better. It's like a lot safer. And then I'm kind of gonna ignore the Mii's, but like they kind of got okay. So Gunner and Gunner and Brawler got like jab changes. Like I don't really know that much about the Mii's, that's why I'm ignoring them. And then like up smash is easier to hit. So yeah, and then unaffected was Mii Sword Fighter. For some reason they didn't mess with his kill confirms. But yeah, So like, I like jabs easier to hit, and then it got increased attack range on the rapid jab. Neutral Special 2, I have no idea what this is, so that's why I kind of wanted to ignore them. And then Mii Gunner got up smash buffed, so it's basically the same thing as Samus and Dark Samus's up smash. So I'm not really too surprised to see that that one got buffed, as well as the other ones. Or it's easier to hit multiple times, so technically a buff, but I don't know. Up smash for Pac-Man, easier to hit multiple times. So now you fall into the second hit out of the first one easier, because it does have 2 hits on the ground. So, jab multi-hit. Let's see. Bowser Jr. got a lot of buffs. Dash attack got adjusted launch angle. Up tilt got reduced vulnerability, so that's the fork, I believe, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty good, because up tilt has a lot of range for Bowser Jr. actually in front of him. So now it's a little bit safer to throw out, so I'm gonna go ahead and move him to buffed. He kind of needed a lot of buffs though, so that's really good. Oh, and then I missed Shulk, sorry, and his jab got changed. So yeah, jab multi-hit. But yeah, Bowser Jr. dash attack got better, up tilt got better, up smash got an extended launch distance. I use this move to kill a lot, so that's really good actually. If you like stick somebody with the Koopa car and then up smash them, then it's pretty solid. Or like up smash them into a Koopa car, or not Koopa car, but the little robots on the ground. Then you can get kills with that a little bit easier. I think it's the change. And then Neutral Special got increased attack speed in the air. Like, I don't really think that's going to change anything, because Neutral Special is still incredibly laggy and not that useful. So, really don't know how it's going to affect him. Side Special got increased speed, so now he can approach easier with Side Special, so that's a pretty big change. Up Special got a lot of changes, but I don't really know how they're going to affect Bowser Jr. So, increase the attack range of the hammer attack. Increase the amount of time hit detection lasts for the hammer, so it lingers for longer and has more range, so that's obviously going to make it easier to hit and stronger, so that's really good. Adjusted the launch angle of the explosion, so now it's easy. Alright, now it has a better launch angle probably out of the explosion. I don't really know how that's going to change anything. Duck Hunt up air, it's now easier to hit multiple times. Oh, and then adjusted the launch angle when used on the ground to make it easier to hit multiple times, so that's the thing, I guess. So now it's easier to hit, maybe. Really don't understand that one. And then Duck Hunt got up air, it's now easier to hit multiple times, so that's a really good change. And then Ken and Ryu got big buffs. They could move up to high tier out of these buffs, is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I was already kind of thinking that Ken and Ryu might be underrated from some of the stuff that I've seen at more recent tournaments, like Get On My Level. But, yeah, let's see. Let's just go ahead and talk about some of them. Like, I really don't know a lot of these strong and close range moves, because I don't main Ken and Ryu and play them enough to have any idea what they mean. But, yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about them, I guess. Like, if they got any nerfs at all, they got so many buffs that it's pretty much irrelevant on any nerfs that they had. So, yeah, jab, now easier to hit for Ken and Ryu. Or at least for Ryu. So, strong jab, adjusted launch angle and distance. Side tilt, increase the amount of time, or weak close range, increase the amount of time you can cancel with a special move. See, this is a big change, and so is this. So, all of these mean that you can probably combo easier. If you ever see this word, or these words here, I guess, then that means that you can combo a lot easier out of the moves into, like, Shoryuken or whatever. And Ken actually has a really solid kill confirm out of Shoryuken, so now maybe they gave that to Ryu, because I don't think Ryu actually had that kill confirm out of jab or forward tilt. So, now maybe they both have that, so that's actually really good. But they also buffed Ken's Shoryuken, so now it's even better than it was. And then let's see, adjusted launch angle, we already covered that one. Increase the amount of time you can cancel with a special move, that's kind of the same as this one. Increase attack range for the tips, so the tipper's easier to hit on side tilt. Adjusted launch angle when hitting an airborne opponent. So, yeah, I guess the strong up tilt is now better, probably in the air. That's kind of like the mini uppercut, I think. Or it's like the elbow move, but I really don't know what the strong animation looks like, so I know that one's different. I'm thinking of up smash, but yeah, they have a lot of moves, so it's kind of confusing. Down tilt, weak. Crazy amount of times opponents will be in hit stun, so you could maybe make infinites out of this with multiple Ryus and Kens on the stage against one character. So like if you were playing doubles and you eliminated one opponent, you might be able to get an infinite out of that maybe. But I really don't know. That'd have to go through a lot of testing. So for down tilt attack strong, I gotta shorten launch distance. So this is a nerf here, but they got so many buffs that it's pretty much irrelevant. Up air, increase the amount of time hit detection lasts and increase attack range. So now up air is just significantly better, which is really good because it was originally really hard to hit, so now it's probably not. But I really didn't test with Ken and Ryu. I was testing a lot with my mains yesterday and a few of the bigger changes, but this is actually a really massive change. So yeah, then for neutral special, decrease the speed of light Horyuken and light fire Hadouken. I think I said Horyuken, that's weird, but Hadouken and light fire Hadouken is what I call this. Like, I don't know what this word here is. Like, I don't know how to say that at all. So I just call that the fire Hadouken because that's what it is. It's a red one. Is basically what the this Hadouken is. So increase the speed for light and heavy, increase the attack power of both of them, I'm guessing, and then increase the range Hadouken will hit opponents on the ground. So now it has more range, so that's really good. And then side special, increase the first attack's range when the move is performed on the ground. So now it starts up with more range. But it's a single hit move, so it's not really that solid of a change. I guess it's just easier to hit the single hit, but if you shield it, then it basically becomes irrelevant, and then you can just punish Ryu and Ken. Or not Ken, but Ryu. Okay, so for Ken, I don't know if, I believe Ken got a lot more changes than Ryu, but I honestly can't really tell. I'd have to count, but not count extreme. So, for Ken, specials, cancel things, that's really good. Neutral attack, heavy close range, adjust launch angle and distance, that might be good for, combos. Because Ken has a little bit of a different neutral attack than Ryu does, which is jab. Increase attack power and maintain launch distance as well as, wait. See, this is what I don't understand about Ken. Okay, so these two things say the exact same thing. So heavy close range, and then adjusted the launch angle, and also they maintain the launch distance. So that really doesn't make any sense. Maybe they have like multiple heavy close range, because I know Ken has like specific input moves, but I don't know the specific inputs that might mess with this jab, so that could be what they're referring to. So I really don't know. But it does more percent now on that second one. And then for side tilt, light and close range, increase the amount of time you can cancel to a special. For side tilt long range, increase the attack range for the tip. Side tilt attack heavy. So the heavy hit of it, you can adjust the launch angle, or they adjusted the launch angle, not you can. And then up tilt heavy, adjusted launch angle when hitting an airborne opponent. So that's probably a buff. Maybe you can get that into up air into Shoryuken a little bit easier. So that's probably a big change. Down tilt attack light. Increase the amount of times the opponents will be stuck in hit stun, so that's a pretty big change. Because that's like the move that you can spam. It's kind of like, you just like move your feet really quickly. It actually looks really cool whenever you do it, but now it's easier to hit multiple times, is what it basically sounds like. Because the hit stun will be increased, so now you can punish with it more effectively. Down tilt heavy though, they shorten the launch distance, so that's a nerf. Side smash got extended launch distance, so they buffed Ken's forward smash, but I don't think they did that with Ryu. Let me see. Yeah, they didn't even mess with Ryu's side smash. But for Ken, they extended the launch distance. For down air, they increased the amount of time you can cancel into a special, which you could already do down air into Shoryuken pretty easily, so maybe you can do other specials out of it. Really don't know. For his side special, Crazy first attack's range and shorten the hit stun travel distance. I believe, like, I really don't know what this is, but I believe this affects the SDI, is what it does. I think it's easier to not escape out with SDI, so it's harder to escape with SDI. I think is what that means. So that's probably a buff. But as you can see, up special got changed a lot. Easier to hit multiple times. Shorten the hit stun, so SDI. Easier to keep people trapped in. Made the first attack not negate other attacks or not will trade. I believe is how that works. Extended launch distance when hitting someone on the ground with the flaming shuriken. So, let's see. I guess that would mean that it is better on the ground. So whenever you hit somebody with the jab confirm, then it's better. So the confirm will kill earlier, basically. So that's a really big buff, actually, because that thing can kill very early already, but now that it can kill earlier, that's gonna change things a lot. And then extended launch distance when hitting an opponent in the air with the light or the flaming one. So that's pretty good. And then shorten the launch distance for a medium one. So medium sure you can get nerfed, but the other ones got buffed. So can command input move shorten the hit stun travel distance when this word hits. I can't really say it. I can't really say any of these except for like Inazuma Kick. So this one got increased power but not shield power. Increased power and maintain launch distance for that command input, and then shorten the hit stun travel distance so it's harder to SDI out of that one. Okay, so now on to Cloud, and then we've got Bayonetta. So Cloud down smash made it easier to hit multiple times. Goes into the buff right next to Ganondorf, because Ganondorf's down smash is actually based on Cloud. Ganondorf, if you don't know, whenever you got a sword, all of his smash attacks that he uses with the sword are based off of other characters. Down smash is based off of Cloud, and all the rest are based off of Ike. So that's up smash and forward smash are based off of Ike's up smash, forward smash. So yeah, they just made it easier to hit. Bayonetta, neutral attack one made it, or increased the amount of time hit detection lasts, and flurry attack finish as well. Actually, I don't know how this is going to affect Bayonetta, but I know that it is buffs. Or I don't know how the, counter, the down special is gonna... I don't know how this will affect Bayonetta, but up special and side special, it's now easier to land with, so that's really good actually, because that was like their main recovery moves. So now that's a pretty good change. Increase the amount of time hit detection lasts for down smash, so now it's easier to spike people with down smash. That's a pretty good change. For up tilt, made it easier to hit multiple times. I guess that's a pretty good change. And then extended the launch distance for the sweet spot of dash check is a pretty good change. So that's buffs, but I don't know how they're going to affect Bayonetta. Like, I don't know if they're going to make her significantly better or what, but they will make her better overall, but I just don't know to what extent. Neutral attack 3 for Inkling is not that much of a change. So it's just jab multi-hit. King K. Rool. Oh, and then Isabelle also needs to go here. Or I guess I'll just leave Isabelle here and then just take Bayonetta to buffed. I just kind of wanted to have somebody to put there. But yeah, for Isabelle's she got weird changes. So up air attack for K. Rool. Increase the speed of edge grab detection. I really don't know how that's going to affect K. Rool. Like, I don't know how that change works, but I'm assuming it's a buff. I just am not really sure. Isabelle's side special, opponents will not get caught while the hook is not moving quickly. So you can't just walk onto the hook, I think, and then, like, if you're next to the hook, but you're, like, inside of the wire, and whenever she pulls it back, it won't be able to grab you unless you're right next to her. After the hook touches the ground and the hook is yanked back, opponents can't be caught. So yeah, I think that's how it works, but I'm not really sure how this change will affect Isabelle. In my opinion, I think she's probably still in the same spot in low tier. But Yeah, I'm not really sure. Incineroar, jab change, and then Piranha Plant also got a jab change. So, Incin, jab change, Piranha Plant, jab change. Piranha's a plant, Flurry Attack is actually kind of a big deal. Because that was one of the weaker, rapid jabs. So, glad that they changed that. And then Neutral Attack 3 got increased attack range. And then adjusted the launch angle out of, hitting with the elbow of Neutral Attack 1. And then made it easier to hit multiple times when continue as well. For, Neutral Attack 1 and 2, and then Joker got a buff with Aegon. Now it's easier to hit multiple times. Like, I tested it yesterday, I really don't know how that affects them. At all. And then all of these characters were unaffected, so let's go ahead and move them. I'm going to use my finger, because I have like a touchscreen laptop that I stream on. So I'm just going to use that, because my finger kind of hurts from using the mouse pad or whatever it is. Like, oh wait. I guess I missed Duck Hunt, because he actually got buffed, I do remember that. His up air got buffed. It's now easier to hit multiple times. Oops, and I closed that. So that's great. But yeah, I can just search up that and then it'll take me back, so. Yeah, let's see. Let's see, where would Duck Hunt be? He'd be above Canonry. So, yeah, Duck Hunt above Little Mac and Rosalina. Where is Duck Hunt on this thing? I know he's in 4, obviously. But I know he got buffed, I just need to find him. There he is, yeah, up air attacks easier to hit multiple times. So yeah, there's that. And then I guess no one really got nerfed. That's kind of surprising. Lucas, Marth, Mega Man, Sheik was unaffected, Meta Knight was unaffected. Pokemon Trainer in general, I guess, was unaffected, but I'm just going to leave them down here, actually. Mewtwo, Palutena, Ridley, Robin, Simon, Richter, Sonic, as well, I guess. Unaffected. Wario, Yoshi, Young Link, and Zelda. I knew I was going to say Toon Link. So yeah, I would say those characters all got unaffected. So, yeah. Wish I could zoom out more, but yeah, to have 3.10 patch show up. But I guess I could delete this row. Because, I mean, no one got nerfed. Looks like everybody either got destroyed or they got buffed. So, yeah, now I can actually show the changes, I think, that are specific to those characters and why it matters. So, I'm pretty much only going to cover big buffs, big nerfs, and destroyed. So, let's just go ahead and cover them, I think. So, to do that, I'm going to minimize this window, and then we're going to open up training mode. Okay, so, yeah, so now I can answer some questions I think a little bit better than before. And, let's see, what stage? I guess Fountain of Dreams because it looks nice, and then we can listen to the song that's on. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at Diddy Kong first. I think will be a decent thing. So where is Diddy actually? Oh, he's over there next to Ganon. Okay. So for Diddy Kong, not really gonna mess with any CPUs, I don't think, for Diddy Kong, at least. Okay, so got shortened charge time. It still has a bit of delay. Like, this is me spamming B, I'm not holding it down at all. But, I mean, you can still shoot it pretty easily, so I guess that's a buff. But here's the big buff. Yep, it actually sent upwards. Okay, so let me try. If you were about here, you would not be able to recover a Diddy Kong. So now you can. Okay, and then let me try. Yeah, I hit the stage. Okay, So yeah, I'm not the best with Diddy Kong's recovery, but I did see Zero go from here to here with Diddy Kong on a certain stage. So that will be a pretty big change to recovery. What else did they change for Diddy Kong? Actually, let me pull that back up so I can see it. Don't know why I closed this whenever I was going to need it, but okay, so let me go back to Diddy Kong, and I still have the tier listing that I made open, so let me see if there were any other significant change. Oh yeah, up smash, and then up air and down air. Okay, so up smash. So let's see, let me turn my opponent on shuffling. Yeah, that's what's shuffling on, and they're not getting out of it. And it got increased launch power, so let's see what percent it kills. Let me try 100%, obviously. And it didn't kill at 100% before. So yeah, I didn't kill at 100, I'm not too surprised there. If it kills at 110, I'm gonna be impressed. Okay. 120. Oh, that's actually pretty good, actually. Because it used to kill at 140 there-ish, like around 140. So yeah, it confirms at 125. So that's a pretty large change. Okay. And then let's see what else changed with Diddy Kong. I didn't finish scrolling down. Diddy Kong is, up air for reduced vulnerability. So let's, oh, yeah, that's really fast now. Okay. So yeah, he has an actual up air now as well. That's really cool. So I'm wondering... Yeah, they didn't extend the launch distance or anything. And then, yeah, that definitely got a speed increase, because I actually hit that. I wouldn't have hit that before. So I'm wondering if you can do something like falling up air into rising up air at lower percents. Oh. I'd have to do it through the platform. So yeah, you probably could, but I'm just not the best at hitting that. Maybe you have to reverse hit. Yeah, I think you could do reverse hit into rising hit, or you could start combos with falling up air if you turn around first. But now I can't hit it. Yeah, you could definitely land like a fair or something out of that. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, that actually did a decent percent as well, 23. How much for the true combo though? 15.5, yeah, that's not bad. Dash attack got an adjusted launch angle, so let's go ahead and move Dark Pit down here. I mean, not Dark Pit, but Pit. So yeah, now it just launches directly upwards. So it used to launch slightly to the left, but now it just seems to launch directly up. Oh, then they fell out. Let me go ahead and just move them off. So yeah, it seems to launch almost directly upward, and then you can just land it up air afterwards. But it's still got vulnerable, like you're still stuck in the end lag of the move, so it's not the best recovery. I mean, not the best recovery, not the best combo starter. So didn't really affect much. And then we covered up air, up smash, and down. So yeah, I think that's only an up special. And then Diddy Kong's final smash got nerfed, I think, is basically what happened. So yeah, it's not that much of a change. Okay, so let's see who's next. It's going to be Ken and Ryu. So I'm just gonna get both of them here, and then I'll just use my other controller. Even though it's almost dead, I need to get batteries for it. Okay, so let's see. I will be Ken, and then Ryu. I was gonna say I'll, but then I said I will be, or I'll. Yeah, I don't know why I can't speak now. Okay, so time to go. Like, I can't really do a lot of the stuff that they mentioned, I don't think. So, because I know a lot changed, but let me see jab. What percent does this kill actually? Okay, so let me see that first. That was weak, Shuriken. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, that killed at 100, for sure. That was strong jab. I didn't want to do that. I'm trying to hit 2 jabs. But I'm hitting too hard. I think. And that was forward tilt. Oh, that's too strong. So yeah, it still killed at 90, like. But it doesn't kill on its own at 90, okay. So yeah, that's pretty strong still, 85. Killed at 85, okay. This is kind of terrifying. Okay, so the kill confirm starts at 83-ish, probably. Yeah. So, yeah. That's a really large change. Let me see with Ryu, actually. So let me turn up my percent. Player 1 damage. So let me turn my percent up to 83 and see if it kills with Ryu here. And then I need to set Ryu on control. So yeah, that killed at 83. Will it kill sooner? I need to mess with my percent, so. Okay, so 83. Because that launched really hard, actually. Okay, so it killed at about the same percent as Kin's, it looks like, so around 83. I would say Kin's slightly better than Ryu, because he got more buffs. But, looks like you can honestly do both the same. So. Yeah, and then you can cancel that into neutral B. Yeah, you can't do that. Unless you did, like, weak hit. There we go. That's too strong. I'm trying to do, like, double weak up tilt into Shoryuken. So that didn't even kill off the top. Let's do up air, actually. So. Yeah, it looks like up air Shoryuken still works. But it's not strong at all. That's probably the best way to kill, is just jab Shoryuken is all that I'm doing. So I'm hitting jab and then just holding down up B as soon as I input the jab. Okay, so I want to see if I can do rapid jab. Or, I mean, not rapid jab, but just weak. But I think it's because I'm a high sensitivity, so, like, I, like, have to lightly hit the button to be able to do that. But yeah, you can cancel into, Hadouken out of strong hit of jab. So, that can set up for that. So, because Hadouken obviously got buffed. I don't know how much it got buffed, though. Like, I think it got slight. Yeah, that's actually really fast. That's pretty fast. Let me try input Hadouken. So yeah, that's still really slow. But it's faster for sure. Obviously that one's gonna be the fastest way to do it. And then you could maybe get a down air out of that. Yeah, they also said that down air itself got I'm trying to do weak hit of forward tilt. Okay, never mind. Because you can do weak hit of forward tilt into Shoryuken as well. But down air Shoryuken sounds like it works a little bit easier. It's not gonna kill, looks like. Because it works a lot better on opponents that are on the ground. I'm like hold buffering the Hadouken when I'm trying to do Shoryuken. Because I'm like trying to buffer up B, but it's buffering out Hadouken. There we go. So yeah, that didn't kill. What percent would that kill though? Probably around 90. No? So yeah, it's much easier to hit jab, and it kills more consistently, is what it looks like. I think if I would have gotten all hits there, it would have killed. But, yeah, that's not the right move, again. Neither is that one. So yeah, it looks like it's not even going to kill at 100. Whereas, jab Shoryuken, just immediately dead. So, yeah, that's going to change a lot. I'm not going to get into command inputs or anything, but that's just like the main change. So, they're going to be a little bit scarier to deal with. So, who is next? That would be, Daisy and Peach. I kind of went over Daisy and Peach in the... I'm just going to play as Peach, because they're the exact same. So, I'm just going to play... I mean, I'm not going to play as Peach, I'm going to play as Daisy. And Daisy was closer. So, use Captain Falcon, who I usually practice with. But yeah, from what I've tested, this will kill at like 80. And let me actually set it to Final Destination form as well. This is a pretty large change. Am I dropping frames? Yeah, 0.01. Or 0.1. So, not too many frames, I hope. But it looks kind of bad, actually. Let me turn off Wi-Fi on here, and that should fix that. I guess I'd have to set it into airplane mode, but I can't do that on TV, okay. So I'm just hoping that that doesn't mess up anything for now, but I'll try and watch it more. Yeah, it looks like it's still dropping frames a lot. I can't really tell if it stopped or not. Because I can see the stream replay, and it's dropping a lot of frames. But I can't tell if it's still dropping frames now. Let me try and watch for a minute. And my video preview is like really messed up for some reason as well. But yeah, let me see if I can move around like this and it work. Yep, my video preview is frozen, so that's cool. Okay. Guess we're just gonna have to roll with it, because I literally can't see if I'm dropping frames or not. So yeah, you used to be able to do down tilt into fair at like 80% init kill. Or not 80, that's probably an exaggeration, but it was a pretty solid move, to say the least. Oops, I completely messed that up. Did not kill at 90. It probably did kill at 90, or at least it used to. Okay, so it killed at 98 though. So that's still pretty bad. Like, and this is even worse. Oops, not that. Oh yeah, that's a pretty large amount of end lag there. Or they just made the animation longer. They didn't really increase the end lag. But yeah, I can see the difference. So yeah, that's pretty bad. So, yeah, I mean, you could still probably... Could you do this? Yeah, I can still juggle people using that. Okay. So it's still good for that, but... Yeah, that's strange. That could be bad. Okay, and then Lucina is another character that got a big nerf. You wouldn't even have to check that one, but I'm pretty sure that's the last big nerf. Yeah, that's the last big nerf, okay. So yeah, I'm having to stay on OBS to try and see if my frame drops are gonna increase, or if they're gonna decrease, or if I'm gonna get warning signs or what. So yeah. And so, you can see on the trajectory guide how bad it is. Yeah, this is at 50%. Like, where the blue line is where the green line used to be. So that is a pretty significant nerf to forward air. And then let me see forward smash. I mean, forward smash isn't that bad. Yeah, forward smash really isn't that. Okay, at 50% it's bad, but at any percent outside of 50 it's not bad. Because look, at 50%, wherever it curves, that means that they can probably get out of it. Because most of the time, if they're continuing to be being launched, then they won't be able to get out. Yeah, let me try 50. That legitimately used to kill at 50. Okay, it's 60%, still not killing. Whoops. 70. Okay, so 80% it didn't confirm. It would have confirmed by now for sure. There. Okay, so it confirmed at 85, but I'm pretty sure we can still DI out of that. Oh yeah, that blue line's about at 85, so... I mean, that's still pretty bad. Like, you used to be able to do stuff like this. Oh, not that. And get a kill. But now you can't do that, so... At least to get a kill. And that probably would have used to confirm, actually. So yeah, that's a pretty big change. And that was neutral air into forward smash in case it cut. And then earlier I did down tilt to forward smash. I don't really know why it's dropping frames 0.1%, but... I mean, I'll have to see after the stream. If it's bad after the stream, then I'll go back and just redo this part, probably, of the stream. Okay, and then we have Ice Climbers. You can no longer jump after getting a grab. So I can't really, like, there's not really anything to demonstrate there, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Pichu. So, yeah, for a size comparison. It appears like Pichu is now taller than Pikachu. In certain points at the idle animation. Pichu moves his head a lot, but if he were to keep his head completely still like Pikachu does, then he would be taller. So, yeah, that happened. Forward tilt, let's see the launch angle on forward tilt. Launch angle is up here. So yeah, at 0%, just sends you to the ledge. Let's see. CPU damage 80. So yeah, that's actually really bad at 50. That used to kill Pikachu at 80, if I remember correctly. That used to kill mostly everybody around 100. That still works though. And that's even easier to hit, so that's kind of good actually. Okay, still not killing at 110. 120, it still did not kill. Okay, so this is actually pretty bad. Like, at this point, that's kind of bad. Okay, so it killed at 130. So, forward tilt starts killing at 130 now. That is insanely bad, actually. What else did they mess with Pichu? I know they messed with his forward smash, and it's not as safe on block anymore. Oh, wait. Whoops. Whoa. Okay. Glad that I paused that then. Okay. Not that move. Okay, so I want to do a forward smash on this Pikachu shield, and then grab with Pikachu. So yeah, that's the thing that you can do now. You can just grab Pichu out of shield. Okay, so that's a pretty big change. I would say that's all the changes. I really can't think of anything else. And then let's see, Olimar. Okay, so this one I keep getting questions about, so I'm kind of trying to answer them. So Olimar has a 3-second timer now on his up B. That will change it. So let's go ahead and throw away the Pikmin, because it's just going to be messing with up B for now. So here's the height of up B on the first time that you do it, the second time, and the third time. And after the third time, it will retain the same amount of height. So, but after 3 seconds, if you wait, the timer will reset. So, yeah. And then, if you jump and then up B, yeah, I don't think it affects offstage up B. Or at least it does not appear to affect offstage up B at all. So, he's still fine there, and then if we reset, now, up smash is no longer safe on shield. So, oh wait, I need to actually be on smash shake for this, to make it easier for myself, instead of having to hit like 3 buttons at once. Okay. Okay, so I actually have a smash shake control setup, so I don't really have to go that far. So yeah, I play Olimar with smash stick, but yeah. Olimar and like Fox are the only characters that I play with smash stick. So yeah, that's definitely not safe on shield. Yeah, Olimar just got grabbed for doing that, so that's pretty bad. And then forward smash, let's see. So let me try to get sweet spot forward smash. So that's 24.3 there. And then let's try to hit it from pretty far away. So yeah, now that's not sweet spot. That's not sweet spot. So yeah, it looks like whenever you're right next to somebody, and then you'll be able to land sweet spot, but if you're pretty far away, then you won't. So, that's a pretty big change. Let's see. I guess that's kind of it for Olimar that got changed. But yeah, this up smash change is going to, like, change how you play Olimar pretty significantly. But, I mean, like, outside of offline use, then Olimar is probably still okay online, but offline, like I mean outside of forward smash offline, I mean online, sorry. Yeah, you can still do up smash. Up smash is just pretty difficult to hit on Pikachu. You have to move forward and then start landing aerials out of it. But yeah, that's just something there. Okay. But yeah, that would be the biggest changes in Ultimate. Obviously, there were still a lot of changes, as you can see if I open up here. So, yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of changes that happened, but those are going to be the biggest changes. I'm going to rewatch the stream and try to see if it was lagging as bad as I think it was, and if it was, then I'm just going to redo this final part, which it was only about 20 minutes, so it shouldn't take that long. And then after that, I'll do the snake thing for today. But I just wanted to kind of go over a lot of the changes that happened. It's definitely going to change the game pretty significantly for a lot of characters, so I'm going to have to wait and see what happens in tournament. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this stream. I'm going to be rewatching this final part and redoing it potentially. So if I do, then I'll be back in a few minutes. So yeah, I guess we'll see.